Well, welcome everyone to our third annual Women's Professional Summit. I'm Christine Leadbetter Gold. I'm so excited to be here with you this morning and so excited that my AV is working and I'm now present. So apologies for that and apologies for the late start. So I'm the host and founder of the Women's Network, as well as I am the Director of Marketing and Business Development for Ross McBride. And I'm so happy to be here and being here with my colleague and friend and co-host, Jen. And you might have already introduced yourself, did you?
I quickly said good morning, but I'll do a quick introduction. So I am Jen Hughes, delighted to be here, of course, sharing the stage with Christine as your co-host today. In addition to being a member of the Women's Network Planning Committee by day, I am also the National Manager of Learning and Development at Gowling WLG.
So this is our third year of doing the Women's Professional Summit. So we've gotten a little bit more focused and clear on our purpose. So I wanted to reintroduce ourselves, and for all of you that are new, coming out for the first time. So this initiative started during COVID as a response to finding a way for women to get together and connect virtually. And the premise of the Women's Network is based off actually my master's, where I studied things that can help improve the advancement of women. So which I did at the Masters of Communications Management program at McMaster. So, we're an active professional network. We're supporting and cultivating professional women across every level, sector, age, and stage. We provide virtual and in-person professional development and relationship and networking opportunities. So it's our vision to support and inspire women to achieve your professional goals, whatever those mean to you. And it's our mission to provide a platform to help build your professional capital, which means developing your connections, your knowledge, your reputation, and your experiences. So again, we're so excited to be in year 3 and welcoming we've got over 250 women registered, or women in and men registered today. So this is very exciting for us. And just a quick tour of the platform. We love, obviously we can't see each other, but we love to keep the chat going. So do put in the chat if you're joining us for the first time, if you're coming back as a second or third time, throw it in the chat. We'd love to know. There's also little emojis in the bottom right-hand corner, so you can do like a thumbs up or claps. And we just love keeping the interactivity all day long at the summit.
Amazing. And again, a big welcome to all of you, whether you're a first timer or you've been here since the beginning and you're joining us for a third time. Welcome. We're so excited to have all of you. As we get started, we would like to take a moment to acknowledge the land that we as co-hosts are speaking from today and the city that we are a part of. Hamilton is situated on the traditional territories of the Erie, Neutral, Huron-Wendat, Haudenosaunee, and Mississaugas. This land is covered by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant, which was an agreement between the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabeg to share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. The term a dish with one spoon refers to a concept developed by the indigenous peoples of the Great Lakes region and northeastern North America. It was used to describe how land can be shared to the mutual benefit of all its inhabitants. We further acknowledge that this land is covered by the Between the Lakes Purchase between the Crown and the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. Today, the city of Hamilton is home to many indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we recognize that we must do more to learn about the rich history of this land so that we can better understand our roles as residents, neighbors, partners, and caretakers. And we know that we have folks joining us today from all across Turtle Island. So we're also going to pop a link in the chat to a website, and we do encourage you all to take a moment at some point to learn and do a bit of reflection for yourself on the land that you are situated on as well.
Yeah, we'd love to know where you're tuning in from today. So where in Turtle Island are you coming in from? Jen and I are both in Hamilton today, but maybe some of you are tuning in from somewhere warm and sending back some of the sunshine to us, which we appreciate. So would love to know where everyone's tuning in from. And then just a quick shout out, of course, days like this are not possible without so many helping hands. So a huge, huge thank you to our sponsors. We could not do the Women's Network events without our sponsors. So if you see our sponsors in the chat or in the networking hall, please give them some love and some thanks for all of their support. So a quick shout out to each of them. So we have our presenting sponsor, Scotia Wealth Women's Initiative, who we'll be hearing from in just a moment, Connect Event Hub, and Kimberly Bune, who is the owner. We'll hear from her shortly, which put together this amazing space for us and will tell us a little bit more about how to get the best use out of it. We have SB Partners, who have sponsored us since day one, third year in a row sponsors, Ross McBride, whom I work for, and I'm so appreciative and grateful for their support. McMaster Innovation Park and the Hamilton Chamber of Commerce, which does so much for businesses in our community, and then the MCM program, which I mentioned already, the Masters of Communications Management program, to which I got inspired to launch the Women's Network. And then, of course, we have a whole team behind today. So shout out to all of our Women's Network Planning Committee members. In addition to Jen, that's Victoria Owen on social, Eileen Black, you're going to hear from later, who planned our after party, Alex Schmalls, Emily Baines, Mimi John, who you're going to hear from again too, doing our end of the day talk, Morgan Stahl and Husnal Kerr. So anybody interested in joining our committee, we're going to be sending out emails about that for the next 2023-2024 season. So keep an eye on our emails to learn more.
Awesome. And in addition to potential new committee members, we are also always looking to connect with organizations and potential partners who really support with and align our mission and vision to elevate women. So if this is you or your employer or someone you know, we'd really love for you to help us get connected. And again, a huge thank you to all of our sponsors, partners, committee members. As Christine said, today truly would not be possible without them. And on that note, let's talk a little bit more about what today is all about. So as you know, our theme for this year's summit is Emerge. And if you've been with us over the last few years, you may remember that in 2021, we were evolving. This time last year, we were re-envisioning, and now we are ready to emerge. And I don't know about you, but this really resonates with me after the last few years of the pandemic, this idea of kind of emerging into, a new way forward. And this theme for this year is really inspired by a focus on supporting and inspiring all of us as we transition into what hopefully feels like a more proactive mode, into a mindset where we're moving the needle on achieving our personal and professional goals. While the pandemic may be behind us, fingers crossed, a recession is looming, maybe, and the workforce is changing. Women, like all of us, are demanding new ways of working, contributing, and calling for more accountability on both sides of the table. We're embracing change, creating better boundaries for ourselves, our mental health, and the things that matter most to all of us. Collectively, we feel revitalized with ambition, intention, and purpose as we seek to contribute to our organizations and our communities in the highest way we can. So what should you expect from today as we explore this theme? Today's jam-packed with professional development and networking opportunities. We have a huge lineup of incredible speakers that we are so happy to be welcoming to our virtual stage today. These speakers are award-winning thought leaders, media personalities, authors, accomplished professors, career and leadership coaches, and senior level executives who will be coming to us in the form of spotlight sessions, mini workshops, and a stellar panel discussion later this afternoon. You do not want to miss that. And of course, all of you are here, and that makes today really special. This, growing and vibrant community is really such a big part of what makes today so special and what makes the Women's Network so enriching for all of us. Networking is a huge part of this experience, so please engage with our speakers and with each other through the chat, through the emojis, etc. Social media, if you're on Instagram, LinkedIn, etc. We'd love to see some posts and some activity happening there today too, and of course as well through all of our virtual networking opportunities throughout the day. So with all of this ahead, I'd love for you to sort of take a moment, pop into the chat. What brought you here today? What are you most excited about? And maybe while you're taking a moment to do that, I do also want to do a quick mention. We've talked about, committee members, sponsors, etc. Our speakers, of course, are a huge part of what makes this so great. And so if you are interested in speaking at a future event, we'd also love to hear from you. We're accepting applications on sort of a rolling basis for this event, for our other cocktail events, which we're going to talk more about over the course of the day as well. So we're going to drop a link for that, and we'll be sure to share it in our follow-up email as well too.
All right, let's get you guys warmed up. So I want to see some stuff in the chat. Last year, we kicked off our summit with Carlin Purcell's session, and she talked to us about your theme word of the year. So, we're into March. Hopefully you've selected one. This is kind of the word that, you're kind of manifesting this year. So does anybody have a theme word? Or if you're looking for inspo, hopefully someone pops one in the chat that maybe resonates with you. But I want to see everyone's themes word. Like, what are we focusing on this year? Jen, what are you focusing on?
Yeah, so my word admittedly is a bit of a carryover from last year, but I'm still kind of vibing with it, so I'm sticking with it. My word is possibility, which is really just all about kind of being in a really open mindset and being open to what cool things might come my way this year.
I'm seeing some themes in the chat. Yeah. Really interesting.
Yeah.
Love it. Completion. Ooh, independence. Authentic.
Expansion.
Yeah.
I like that one too. That aligns with my possibilities focus too. Very nice. Very
Okay,
nice.
my word's a little bit different, but so my theme word this year is actually like finances, because I've done a terrible job at that and coming into a recession and just trying to be a grown up. I'm really trying to focus, and Carrie knows this because I reached out to her to be like, can you help me organize myself? And that's truly my theme word for the year, to like actually look at managing that, which is such a great alignment with our presenting sponsor. And I just wanted to highlight, like, we really appreciate this partnership because financial literacy is something that Canadians are lacking, and there's sort of stats that kind of say that women don't do a great job at managing our finances. So I love that our partnership with Scotia is providing that financial education piece. So very grateful for Carrie and Michelle for that, and they're going to be talking to us a little bit later on a plan and a strategy, and I'm going to be all ears for your session. But really quickly, I just want to bring in some key remarks from Leslie Tales, who's the Senior Vice President for the Ontario region at Scotia. She was unable to be here with us this morning, but she did send us along a really great video. So if we can just play that, I'm going to hop off camera for a quick second to let her have.
On behalf of Scotiabank, welcome to Emerge 2023, the Women's Professional Summit. In 2018, we launched the Scotiabank Women's Initiative in our quest to become the bank of choice for women-led businesses. The program, launched for commercial and small businesses over the past 5 years, has evolved globally to support building financial confidence for women across all of our banks. To date, we have deployed almost $6 billion in capital, and we recently announced our increased capital commitment to $10 billion by 2025 to help even more women-led businesses grow. There are 3 key pillars and focus across this program. The first is unbiased access to capital and tailored solutions. The second is a holistic advisory services and mentorship. And the third is our bespoke specialized education. On a personal note, the pandemic, we had to deal with the death of a loved one and the complexities of their assets and their investments. It also prompted my household to finally take the step after 25 years in banking to simplify our finances and to put the work that was required to develop our financial plan. Through the care and the counsel of my Scotia Wealth Advisor, I now have a proper plan, simplification of consolidated investments, and the peace of mind for both myself and my family. I encourage everyone to attend and learn from the Mapping Wealth Planning Journey session later today, hosted by my trusted wealth teammates, Michelle and Carrie. And I'm wishing you all simplicity and financial confidence in 2023.
So I love that message. So that's a great way for us to kick off and sort of frame the rest of the summit.